From Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Fox Television Sports presents the National Football League as today, the Detroit Lions take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second year of the NFL on Fox. I'm Kevin Harlan. For the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, the second best defense, the best rushing attack in the NFL, which took them all the way to the championship game against San Diego, which they eventually lost. And that loss has haunted them throughout the offseason. For the Detroit Lions, they made the playoffs last year for the third time in 4 years, but they too lost in the playoffs to Green Bay. Both teams very optimistic for the upcoming season. Both teams renewed from an offseason full of self-evaluation. And Jerry Glanville, both teams with tremendous running attacks.
The #1 rushing team in all of football, Kevin, and the #3. And in preseason, the two best running backs was Bam Morris and Eric Pegram, both now here at Pittsburgh. But don't forget, Barry Sanders doesn't play in the preseason. He's here today, and he's going to have to try to run that football against the Steelers.
Steelers had the best defense in the AFC, and Pam Oliver on the sideline. Detroit's made some deals with their defense as well.
Well, Kevin, it took a little doing, but Detroit finally decided to dump that old antiquated 3-4 defense. Instead, they're going to go with the 4-3 defense, which is all about attacking and putting pressure on the quarterback. Of course, it helps to have an all-pro nose tackle like Henry Thomas on board. Thomas said he would not have come to Detroit unless they adopted this particular scheme. All right, kickoff is coming up in just a bit after this word from your local station.
Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Detroit Lions 9-7 a season ago against the Steelers, who in 1994 were 12-4. Jason Hansen will be kicking off for the Detroit Lions. They lost the toss, and Ernie Mills is deep back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The coverage teams on kickoff for the Lions a season ago were somewhat of a concern. They've changed the special teams coach, so they hope that these things will iron themselves out in this season with tremendous promise for the Detroit Lions. And the 1995 season is underway. And Ernie Mills will keep it in the end zone 5 yards deep and fall to a knee. And 29-year-old Neil O'Donnell, Jerry Glanville, in his 4th full season as a starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And he's a thinking man's quarterback. He's the guy that prides himself on studying. He prides himself on knowing where to throw the football. Not the strongest arm, but a guy, when you interview him, Kevin, you end up liking this type of guy.
6th season for Maryland, almost flawless 94, where he threw 13 touchdowns and a league-low 9 interceptions. From the 20-yard line, first down and 10 with double tight ends, Hayes and Green. Williams and Morris in the backfield. And the first call goes to Bam Morris, who takes it by the 25, and he's out to the 26-yard line where he's tackled by Ryan McNeil. Now that line for Bam Morris is vital. The line is a good one. With tight end Eric Green now gone, Jonathan Hayes will now take over. But here is the crux right here. The tackles Jackson and Searcy. The guards Newberry and Strelzik, and Dermonti Dawson is the center. Bam Morris just carried with John L. Williams in the backfield. The receivers Johnson and Thigpen, and there's the tight end Jonathan Hayes. It'll be second down and 4 from the 26. Bam Morris again. This time he is stacked up. Michael Johnson, the former Brown, and Ryan McNeil make the stop from the linebacking and quarterback core. The Lions now have switched to a 43 defense. And on that line, the new addition is Henry Thomas with the rookie Ellis. Porcher should have a big season, and Tracy Scroggins on the outside. Linebacking core with Johnson. Spielman now moves to the middle with Tracy Hayworth on the outside. And the secondary, Massey, Clay, Blades, and Ryan McNeil. It'll be third down and 4. And 4 wide receivers for the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the shotgun, O'Donnell with time, and a pass which is caught for a first down by Charles Johnson, tackled by Chris Spielman.
And that's what we're going to see today. If you like hard-nosed tough football, we got 2 teams here that'll flat smack you. That's Chris Spielman, and he treats the enemy like they kidnapped his daughter. He wants to smack him. Watch the hit as he watches it come to his right. You're going to play middle linebacker in this shot.
Chris Spielman has been the top tackler for the Lions for many years. A 5-time Pro Bowl player. First down and 10 for Pittsburgh on the game's opening drive from the 31. And Morris for a third time. And back Settles out for a gain of 2 to the 33. Where he's brought down by Robert Bourget, fourth-year veteran out of South Carolina State. Van Morris taking the place of Barry Foster, who is traded to Carolina, then subsequently cut.
Penetration. Last year, the Detroit defense sat and they played, they read. Now they're coming after you and attacking, and they had penetration again on that 1st and 10.
From the 33, 2nd down and 8, no score. He's going to turn the ball game. O'Donnell. Here's the completion. Nancy Pigpen with the 1st down to the 43-yard line. And a gain of 11 on the play. He beat Robert Massey on the right corner.
Nice throw, nice time pattern, and the weakness of the Detroit team is the secondary. Their corners are just out there, the safeties are out there playing, and they hope that the rush can help the weak secondary, but you can't help the secondary on a 2-3-step drop, and that's what the quarterback did there. Neil O'Donnell, a student of the game, is going to go after the corners.
And he starts the game 2 of 2 through the air. 11:49 remaining in the first quarter. Game opening drive. First down and 10. Little play action by O'Donnell. And he's got time with an escort and a spectacular catch made at the 41 by Yancey Pigpen. A gain of 17 and another Pittsburgh first down.
The bootlegs. Once they get running the football, the Steelers will do the bootlegs. Watch the wideout. Here's the bootleg on the quarterback. Now, what makes a good quarterback? The receivers making great catches. Not a perfect throw, not right where he wanted it, but a nice grab by Yancey. Go up and get that ball.
And on a crossing pattern, too.
Crossing patterns off the bootleg.
7th play of the Pittsburgh drive at the 40 of Detroit, 1st and 10. And once again, it's Van Morris who is crawling to the 38. Tackled by Michael Jackson with the first hit. Van Morris played almost as much as Barry Foster did last year. And when Foster went down, Morris picked up the slack, and they have all the confidence in the world in this young second-year back out of Texas Tech.
Well, he's big, and he's full speed, and he'll make people scatter. He'll go through arm tackling, and again, what's changed Detroit there was penetration, and he had to make the cut before he wanted to make the cut. Penetration by the Detroit defense.
No scores, 2nd down and 9. Pittsburgh from the 39 of the Detroit Lions in that brand new 43 defense. And they're offside with maybe a hard count by O'Donnell. His markers are on the field.
And Detroit coming on a blitz there, Kevin. They were coming. They were not going to sit back and play like a year ago. 2nd and 9, and they had an all-out blitz coming.
Ball start, number 73. Offense moving prior to the snap. 2nd down.
Justin Strelzik in his first season as a starter, former 11th round pick. He is guilty, and the first penalty of the game goes against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mark him back 5 to the 44. Clock is at 10:15 and ticking, and there's no score. 2nd down and 14. Nickel package is now in for the Detroit Lions as John L. Williams comes in motion. And a dead-eye perfect pass to Charles Johnson, last year's #1 pick. He gets to the 36 and picks up 8, where he then was whacked by Benny Blaze.
Unusual there, Kevin. They send the man in motion to build the trip. Talk about the Steelers. And then all the crossing routes, something you picked up in practice. You can see him going in motion. Watch everybody come out to your right, underneath, fullbacks to the flank, the flanker coming underneath.
It's going to cause some confusion.
Cause some confusion, scrape people off, somebody they hope breaks up. Here they are, 4 wide, Kevin. That's new for the Steelers.
And they shift in the spread on 3rd down and 6 from the 36 of Detroit, and the handoff with a flag thrown, and John L. Williams down to the 32. With 9:15 remaining in the first quarter from Three Rivers here in Pittsburgh. Penalty flag this time is tossed against the Detroit Lions.
You cannot have a penalty on 3rd down. Look at the new sunglasses the coach is wearing, huh?
You gave them to him.
Yeah, he looks good. I told him this make him bulletproof.
Offsides. Number 97. Defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Tracy Scroggins lined up offside. 3rd down. You cannot. There you go. You force a kick, and you cannot have a penalty on 3rd down. I had teams that had penalties, but you can't have a team make a penalty on 3rd down or in 2-minute situations.
Steelers were middle of the pack in that statistic, scoring on their opening drive. Now they have third and a long one, just shy of the Detroit 31, as Neil O'Donnell gets the call in from the sideline, still using the radio helmet from the call from the sideline out there.
And surprisingly, on a 1 yard, they got 4 wide receivers going against the dime defense. Unusual call.
And that's something we really haven't seen with the blitz on. It's picked up, and O'Donnell has the first down to the 21-yard line. Ernie Mills, the catch. Gain of 10 on the play.
All-out blitz on 3rd and 1. Detroit, like myself, thought it was going to be a run. And one thing, they believe in O'Donnell. He hits the slant on the blitz. All these people are going to come up here and blitz, so the inside route has to be adjusted. Okay, now that wide receiver has to replace where the man blitzed from. He did get where the safety's supposed to be. And your corner on the slot back's got to get inside shoulder on that receiver.
Good-looking drive put together here by the Steelers. 8-12, no score, first quarter. O'Donnell is not missed on 5 passes. The handoff on first down, and it goes to Bam Morris, who crawls his way to the 17 with the marker thrown back at the 25.
I saw 2 wide receivers just moving a little bit, shaking their shoulders at the same time. Don't know if that's what they saw or not.
Third penalty flag on this drive, which began back at the 20 of Pittsburgh, and it's for the second time against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coach Bill Cowher in his 4th year. He's taken the team to the playoffs the last 3 consecutive seasons.
Looks like he's lost some weight, doesn't he? I think he's thinner than he was.
On the offense, number 81 and 82, we're moving simultaneously. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I love when the officials see what we do. Mark that down. That's really a super job.
8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Steelers have held it the entire time, almost 7 minutes on the clock, and with the penalty now, first down and 15. Eric Pegram comes in for the first time, the former Falcon. From the 26 of Detroit. O'Donnell swings it out to Pegram, being chased by Spielman and ushered out of bounds at the 21. And picks up about 5 on the play. Eric Pegram, Jerry, you drafted him down in Atlanta.
We got him out of Texas. This guy is as tough as a nickel steak. This guy here can flat play. With us, 1 year he had like 1,100 yards, and then last year they didn't play him much. I think he's just a real tough, hard-nosed, quick football player. Great job by Spielman being able to run. This guy here can run a 4-3, and Spielman doing a good job playing the angle and knocking him out of bounds.
He picked up 5. Now second down and 11. Pegram again in the backfield. Now fumble on the exchange, and O'Donnell has jumped on it. From the center, Dermontti Dawson, who today is making his 101st consecutive start as the center in the wake of the retirement of the legendary Mike Webster here in Pittsburgh.
Let's see what happened on this. If the quarterback pulled out early, the snap was up. He just didn't handle it. That's the quarterback's error. Whenever I was coaching, every time the quarterback dropped the ball, the quarterback coach would holler at the center, "What'd you do wrong?" But sometimes even the money guys make a mistake. And Dermontti is the best center in the National Football League.
The clock here is at 6:37. John Williams in the backfield, 12th play of the drive. 3rd and 11 for O'Donnell. And he gets it out to John L. Williams. He drops it, being chased by Tracy Scroggins. And Porcher was right in the face of O'Donnell.
That's the difference in the line. Porcher even pressured the screen hard. Last year, they'd all be on the line, playing on the line of scrimmage, playing the piano with their hands. This year, they're attacking and coming after him. Not a good throw. A little more air, and they still would have had a good screen to John L.
And another former Falcon that you had down in Atlanta, Norm Johnson, who has made big headlines here since replacing Dean Biasucci, who was supposed to replace the legendary Gary Anderson.
Well, Norm's about as accurate as you can be.
This will be a 40, make it 39-yard field goal with the hold coming from Ron Stark. And into a slight breeze. The replacement for Gary Anderson has culminated a very nice-looking drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 39-yard field goal. Steelers on top. A nice drive put together by the Pittsburgh Steelers, taking 8.5 minutes off the first quarter clock on the game's opening drive. And here's the kickoff by Norm Johnson. Deep back Morton and Willie Clay, and this will be Johnny Morton from the 9-yard line. And he's down at the 21. Trying to find a replacement for Mel Gray isn't easy. We'll get to that story a bit later as Johnny Barnes comes flying downfield for the Pittsburgh Steelers with the stop. So Scott Mitchell will get his first turn of the 95 season when we come back. Steelers on a 39-yard field goal on the game's opening drive. And now we get a chance to look at the Detroit Lions on an absolutely picture-perfect day in Pittsburgh. They love their defense. Which last year led the NFL in sacks, and will be zeroing in on that man, Scott Mitchell. He's got Sanders in the backfield with Moore and Perriman as receivers and 2 tight ends on 1st and 10 from the 21. And Barry Sanders with his first call. And he crawls to the 36 to make it 26-yard line and picks up 5 yards on the play. Mitchell signed for big bucks last offseason. He then had a good opening with a nice win down in Dallas on Monday night, Jerry, and faltered toward the middle of the season. Injuries sent him out, and he had to watch David Craig lead him into the playoffs.
Well, what happened to him, a lot of people thought he won the lotto. He got all that money, and he hadn't earned it yet. The pressure's on him to go off and be as good as he's supposed to be this year.
Corey Schlesinger now joins Sanders in the backfield on 2nd down and 5. Mitchell to the air for the first time to his second receiver, and he is too high for Herman Moore, who is double covered on the near side, and Carnell Lake was there along with Willie Williams. The offensive line has been a cause for concern throughout training camp. The changes, they've got Lutz and Wydell now at the guard. They've strengthened the middle. The All-Pro Glover didn't practice all week. Compton replaces the holdout Lomas Brown, and Zephyrus Moss has the bad knee. And some dangerous receivers with Perriman, Morton, and Moore, the tight end Ron Hall, and Barry Sanders, who gained 1,800 yards plus a season ago, is in the backfield. We'll be seeing more two-back situations from the offense this upcoming season. It's 3rd down and 5, and the ball shy of the 26. And a 1st down pass by Scott Mitchell to Herman Moore, who caught 72 catches a season ago. 54 of those 72 catches, Jerry, were for first downs or touchdowns last year.
And watch him go for the first down here. When he catches it, you're talking about first down. It's man-to-man blitz. The corner's got to push and shove. That's Willie Williams coming inside, and they just get enough for the first down. Nice job by the quarterback. He was pressured on a blitz.
Detroit's first drive with the first down and 10 from the 32. Barry Sanders with his second call. And Sanders to the 34. And a meager gain of 2 as Carnell Lake makes the stop. The defense is everything. They run the 34 as their base defense in Pittsburgh, with a tremendous front line, which people will start talking about this year with Seals, Steed, and Brenson Buckner, who's a second-year player from Clemson. Green led the NFL in sacks with Kirkland, Brown, and Greg Lloyd. And the secondary, Williams, Perry, Lake, and Rod Woodson. It is 2nd down and 7 to go. Mitchell again with the blitz, and he is brought down. Sacked by Chad Brown, who gets the first sack of the season for this Pittsburgh defense.
Big defensive lineman, that slant and loop, and you'll see it. This is the defense of the 90s. Everybody's wearing the 90 in the front 7. A lot of people think it's the best front. This end's going to go down, and 94 is going to go on a loop, and the tackle swings outside for 95, and bam! It's the defense of the 90s. All front 7 wear a 90 jersey number, so you can't figure out who's the linebacker and who's the defensive lineman.
And he came up the middle, too, at the guard.
He came right off the offset between the guard and the tackle.
Nickel package in for Pittsburgh's defense, 3rd and 14. Mitchell going deep, and interception. Picked off on the play by Darren Perry. Perry gets the block. There's another inside the 15, all the way to the Detroit Lion 12. And a marker has been thrown. A flag is on the field.
A bad throw, but a pressured quarterback trying to escape to his left. He's got the pressure on him. But even though you're getting pressured, you don't make that bad throw.
Darren Perry has led the Pittsburgh Steelers in interception in 2 of the last 3 years. And let's see if it holds up here as they discuss the penalty flag at the 11-yard line. And there's a shot of Bill Cowher, who left Marty Schottenheimer's staff at Kansas City. And it appears as though it's against the Steelers. It is. Holding is the call, and it came after the interception.
So they maintain possession, and they get penalized. Number 80, Brett Perriman, did a great job tackling that play. He did a good job. Worked hard. A lot of receivers don't work
Holding,
that hard.
number 94, Pittsburgh. During the return, 10 yards, first down.
Karen Perry, who is third last year in the National Football League, picks off the first interception of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who Jerry led the NFL in giveaway takeaway with plus 14 a season ago.
They know how to get the button. They're not that good on offense, and they don't need to be because they get the turnover ratio. Plus 14.
So the Steelers with their second possession, 1st and 10 from the 36. Eric Pegram by himself with double tight ends. And a pulling guard is Eric Pegram. Takes it to the 31-yard line and picks up 5 as Tracy Hayworth makes the stop. He's a key man in that defense, and Eric Pegram makes a nice gain of 5.
Eric Pegram gives Pittsburgh something they haven't had. Unbelievable burst of speed. They're going to run him with 2 tight. They're going to just toss, sweep it, and put 2 tight ends on the line to block. Watch the burst. There's a little crack. Get it going, Eric. Full speed runner. Nice job.
65 with a nice block.
Oh, I tell you what. I love that the Detroit has changed in what they're doing. Good job by Tracy Scroggins on that tackle.
2nd down and 5. Steelers lead 3-0. And going deep is O'Connell with the receiver and a little bit long for Charles Johnson. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd down.
It's hard to throw accurately when you double pump it. And you saw him take the ball and pump his hand and fake a route and then try to go deep. I see the ball never having the right pressure with the fingers on the double pumps. It's hard. Watch the quarterback. He's looking off to his right arm. There's the pump. There's the pump. Where is he? Where is he? There it goes. Too long.
You say he loses power in his arm.
Well, you have a different grip on it. You grip the ball so hard when you go to throw it and you don't throw it. Then you come back, you don't have the right pressure with your fingers.
I didn't know that.
4 wide, Kevin.
On a 3rd and 5 with 2:58 remaining in the first quarter. And the pitch out to John L. Williams, who had to get to the 26 and got to the 27. So he'll be a yard shy of the 1st down. And the first important call of the game for Coach Joe Cowher on 4th and inches.
I know what he'll do. With his defense, you got to go kick it. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter who wins this game. There's going to be a good football team be 0-1 on. These are 2 good football teams. It's going to be a good team 0-1 on Monday. But don't any of you fans worry. Both of these clubs are going to win a lot of games.
Norm Johnson had just kicked a 39-yard field goal.
90%, best in the NFL. He made me look like a good coach one year. That's hard to do.
Ron Stark on the hold. This will be a 45-yard attempt. And the breeze is kind of been across. And Norm Johnson misses wide right. So Wayne Funch dodges the bullet after his team just turned it over. Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Jerry Glanville. Pam Oliver is our sideline reporter today. We'll be checking in with her. It's an absolutely picture-perfect day in Pittsburgh with the temperature at about 78, very little breeze. And Neil O'Donnell could not capitalize on Detroit's turnover. Now let's see what the Lions do. They've got a 1st and 10 from their own 35. In motion is Perriman. Play action by Mitchell on 1st and 10. And it's almost picked off again by Karen Perry. He was going for wide receiver Herman Moore.
That's our first 2-back formation for the Lions. But I think what strikes me up here is the Lions don't have enough running plays yet. Here we are trying to do the play action. You missed it. They did a play action that way, the fake run, and come down and throw the slant. When you got Barry Sanders, I think we got 2 rushes in this game so far. Let's run the football a little while with him here, and then come back with the play action.
Got to run the ball.
Got to run the football here today.
2nd down and 10. Handoff, Barry Sanders, and he is escaping defender after defender after he takes it out for a gain of 3. Joel Steed finally got him, and James Brown in Hollywood has us on this update. James?
All right, Kevin, the Panthers are roaring against the Falcons. Take a look at Frank Reich hooking up with his ex-teammate from the Bills, Steve Metzler. That made it 7-0. Resulting field goal makes it 10-0 Carolina. 4 left in the first. Let's take it back to Kevin and Jerry.
Thank you, James. Of course, that is a tremendous Buffalo influence with the Carolinas. Bill Pulley is the general manager.
That front office knows how to go get football players.
It's 3rd down and 7 for the Detroit Lions from the 38. Mitchell again swings it out to Barry Sanders. Sanders needs to get to the 45, and he gets to the 46, and he picks up a 1st down. Ray Seals chased him from behind.
That's a long handoff to Barry. Anybody else would not have had the 1st down. He jukes, makes a good cut, and he leaves people out there getting hurt just trying to slide and move around with him. What a job Barry said. This is the best back in football.
And putting him into a double back set gets him out into the pass lanes a little bit quicker as a player's down. That is Rod Woodson for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll be back after this. Steelers by 3.
Watch Rod Woodson. He got hurt on this play, but not bad. He's playing the funnel, turning Barry, making Barry turn in. And right there, he got tripped up a little bit, but we believe he's all right. He walked off on his own power.
Sanders got the first down on 1st and 10. Sanders gets the handoff from Mitchell. And nowhere to go. The swarming defense of Pittsburgh all around him. Levon Kirkland was there along with a host of others. Just one final note on Woodson. In a game against Philadelphia right here late in the season last year, he tore some ligaments in his knee. That has kept him off the kickoff team in preseason and throughout this season. But he came back in that game and played the rest of the season with ligaments damaged in his knee.
He looks like an unhappy guy there. He must have a lot of pain there. It must be more severe than what we were guessing.
Alvoid Mays has taken the place of Woodson. 2nd down and 12 for Mitchell. He turns the line drive pass. And what a catch by Brett Perriman for a 1st down to the Pittsburgh 41. Cornell Lake wrapped him up. What a pass and what a catch by Perriman.
You called it. Catches like that give your quarterback confidence. That was an uncatchable ball. You got to have a Perriman, you got to have a Herman Moore that can make a great catch on a bad pass to get your quarterback back in sync. Stretched out, good catch.
That's the final play of our 1st quarter and the season opening game in the 95 NFL season. And the Pittsburgh Steelers on top, 3-0. Still attending to Rod Woodson on the sideline. We told you he tore some ligaments last year in his knee, and it looks like maybe the same thing is bothering him right now. Hard to say from our perspective, but Jerry, what this does now, it puts 2 new faces in the secondary with Woodson gone. Former Redskin Alvoid Mays is in there, and he is joined by Willie Williams, replacing Deion Figures, who is injured with the knee.
Well, you look for Pittsburgh. They like to play some cover, too. You look for the safeties now. They have to stay back and cover up these new corners.
And our opening play of the 2nd quarter, Barry Sanders goes to the 42 and picks up nothing. Greg Lloyd and Chad Brown, who led the team in tackles in 94, making the stop on Barry Sanders with his 5th carry and just 8 yards today.
The Steeler defense, the front 7, probably the best front 7. They all wear 90s. There's Greg Lloyd, the defensive player of the AFC. And these fellas can flat out play. There's a dominating defense. Last year ranked 1, 1, 2, 2. All categories they can flat get with it.
7th play of the Detroit drive. 2nd down pass play caught by Herman Moore. 6'4" Herman Moore to the 33-yard line and shoved out of bounds by Willie Williams. Here's one of the great big receivers in the NFL, Moore.
And you could see Willie Williams, the corner, was so far off him. That's a gimme. That was an out route, and I think Willie is not real tall compared to Moore and got off of him.
5'9".
5'9", that's a mismatch, so that out route was there, and that's a good throw by Scott Mitchell. He needs to get in sync himself a little bit here.
Moore was replacing Jerry Rice in the Pro Bowl a season ago. 3rd down and 2 from the 33 as we start the 2nd quarter. Mitchell threw into traffic, and it's incomplete. Rod Woodson is leaving the field, and that will be something to look at. Perhaps the best combination cornerback in the NFL.
This guy here, you know, he's on the all-time ever football team as a defensive corner. You can't replace people like this. And, of course, their other starting corner was shot in an accident in L.A., got a bullet in his knee. So now Deion Figures and Rod Woodson, the 2 starting corners, both out of this football game for right now. Now they say Deion may come back, Figures, and play a little bit, but he didn't start.
And the game clock is down to 8 as Deion Figures comes in the game for the first time today. And a timeout is going to have to be taken by Detroit. The play clock got down to 1, and so they don't lose any ground. And so Deion Figures, and a new look for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Monongahela, which runs right outside Three Rivers Stadium. The Steelers on top, and Detroit is trying to tie it. They brought in Jason Hansen to try a field goal that will be pretty long, over 50 yards, 51 yards to be exact, with the hold coming from the former Steeler punter, Mark Royals. Last year, Hansen was 0 of 5, and he makes the pick with the pooch punt inside the 10 and into the end zone with the touchback.
Great call, though. He tried to kick it out on a 2-yard line. That's football. That's Frank Novak, the new special teams coach they just got this year, and that was a field goal punt. trying to pin him down in there. Great call.
There's Frank Novak right there.
Brand new with him, came from Houston, Texas, and he's upset, but everybody thinks it's a long field goal. Goes right back to the kicker, and he's trying to hit that corner to the right, and it just won't go out. Just misses it.
Hansen did some punting at his alma mater of Washington State, and he did some punting in this past preseason. In fact, they thought he might even be a better punter than he is a kicker. But you know, Joe, you can't do both of them. You can't punt and kick at the same time.
Well, if you do that, you get double salary, don't you? There's Frank Novak. Came on with them this year. He's really added to their toughness. They go down, they cover kicks better than they ever did, and he'll help. Guy played at Northern Michigan University up in Marquette, and he's back home in his home state.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers will get it for a third time today. They've hit a field goal. They've missed a field goal, and they begin for a second time at their own 20. First down and 10 yards to go. Bam Morris and John L. Williams joining O'Donnell in the backfield. And on first and 10, Bam Morris trying to find room, and then wrapped up by Robert Porcher and Chris Spielman. And let's go down to the sideline and welcome Pam Oliver. Pam?
Kevin, you saw Rod Woodson leaving on his own power. He wasn't hobbled very much, but the word is he has a sprained knee. Doctors are looking at that now. It's questionable whether he'll return.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. Of course, he does a lot of things for this Pittsburgh team, and his loss will probably alter just a bit how Detroit may face him.
And really, they've lost the other starting corner, so they're not the same, but they still got the great front seven, so it's going to be a tough day regardless.
No gain on first down. It's second down and 10 from the 20. John L. Williams with the first down. Williams breaks a tackle and takes it by midfield to the 47 of Detroit.
If you're going to penetrate on defense and come upfield, you can only beat it with traps inside. We talked to Spielman last night. He says the inside traps are what bother this defense.
A 31-yard gain by the former Seahawk.
Watch those guards coming right here to trap it, Justin. And there goes John L., the guy nobody was watching for because he's the fullback, he's the receiver, he's not the running back. Good job downfield making people miss.
Justin Strelzik and Tom Newberry, the guards, opening up right there. That's the longest run John L. has had since 1993. And on first 10, Van Morris bangs over the right side and takes it down for a gain of 1. Now for a McDonald's game break. Let's go back to Hollywood, and here's James Brown. James.
Hey, Kevin, big play by John L. Williams. Take a look at this big play. Trent Dilfer, the guy who Sam White is riding on. Big arm, 64-yard, deep post route to Horace Copeland to pay dirt. Tampa Bay leading 7-6 in the second. Let's take you back to Kevin and Jerry.
Well, I know Alvin Harper, the former Cowboy, has been sidelined by injuries, and they go to Copeland with a nice big gain right there. Second down and 8. And we've got everybody moving all over the joint. And markers around the field. The clock at 11:45 here in the second quarter, and it's a 3-0 Pittsburgh lead.
And how do you stop a new penetrating defense, Kevin? Snap count. Just like you're playing the Vikings. This is like the Viking defense. Do a long, hard 3. The quarterback can get in the huddle and say, on 3.
Number 91 defense, 5 yards, till second down.
O'Donnell told us that hard snap count may be something he'd utilize today.
Neil O'Donnell said he would be in the huddle. He'd say, it's on 3, it's on 3. That, he doesn't say it in the huddle, but that means it's a hard 2. That when he goes hut, the second hut's going to be hut, and try to bring him off, and he got him right there.
And let's listen on this second down and 3. Play action by O'Donnell. Buys him some time as he's hit, as he throws the ball. He's picked off and then dropped by Robert Massey.
Well, Robert Massey will not believe that when he sees that tomorrow. There's a chance to get right back into the ballgame. You got to make those catches.
Scroggins came up and got O'Donnell. O'Donnell only threw 9 interceptions all of last season.
There was a bootleg. He's trying to naked bootleg come out there. He had plenty of time, but one good thing about the 4-3, everybody's rushing. Sooner or later, they recognized it, and Tracy Scroggins started chasing, got a little late pressure. Big down here, Kevin. Third down. This is it, baby.
They had some trouble with third downs a season ago. 3rd and 3 for the Steelers. 11:25 in the first half. 3-0 Pittsburgh.
No back in the game. He looked around. Something happened here.
Called a timeout. O'Donnell did, and that's the first timeout taken by Pittsburgh today. So they'll have 2 remaining as they burn one off right there. Steelers with the crucial play coming up in the first half. They lead 3-0. Second quarter, the Pittsburgh Steelers lead the Detroit Lions 3-0 with 11:25 remaining. Coming up next, many of you will see the Minnesota Vikings take on the Chicago Bears in the second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader. Some of you will see Arizona take on Washington. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Viking-Bears game will be a good one.
I wish I could see both those games. No back in the backfield, Kevin. They got wideouts everywhere.
3rd and 3 from O'Donnell. And he sends a pass, which is caught at the 32-yard line by Ernie Mills. And that's the first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers as Sean Van Horst makes the stop. Gain of 9 on the play.
Take a look at this formation. They call it an empty tank. You call it no back. There's no backs. They got 3 wide receivers here and 2 out to that side. Nobody there. 4-man rush in a zone. Beat the zone down inside.
One of those crossing patterns.
Crossing patterns we saw him practicing.
And that, by the way, is the first pass completed in his last 4 for Neil O'Donnell, who again is engineering a pretty drive. First down and 10 from the Lions 32. And Van Moore takes it and a fumble on the play, and it's loose at the 30-yard line. And it appears the Steelers have fallen on the loose ball. So a gain of 2 to the 30. It'll be second down as John L. Williams wraps his big arms around the loose ball for Coach Bill Collins.
Remember what Chris Spielman said. The only way they can beat us attacking is trapping and pulling. They're pulling the tackle. They're pulling Searcy, the tackle from Miami, coming up through the hole, trying to find a hole.
That's a big body on the move, that big Searcy.
Oh, that's a 300-pounder tiptoeing up through there.
Second down and 8. 10 minutes remaining in the first half, and 3-0 Pittsburgh on top. John L. Williams. And he's stuffed by Chris Spielman.
Wow, did Spielman hit it.
4-3 defense, Jerry. What does that do against the run?
Well, what's happening now is for the first time, Spielman doesn't have to shed a big 300-pound guard and hit at him with the left arm and run a chase. He's going to have some good free shots like that. He's going to go a whole different level because the 4-3, the line is cleaning out the offensive line. Defensive line's going. I like what I see in the Detroit team this year.
Mike Tomczak has just come in for Neil O'Donnell, who is walking on the sideline and holding on to his right hand. And Tomczak, who had a brilliant season last year, 3rd down and 7. With time and almost picked off by Michael Johnson. Incomplete pass.
Nice play by Michael Johnson. The linebackers for Detroit last year only had 1 interception, and they're all over the ball here today in the very first game. I think it's because the line is going after. You can help a poor linebacker, a poor secondary if you get some pressure. Look at that. Look at him get his hand in there. Michael Johnson. He's a leader now this year. He's with this football team, and here comes a field goal by Johnson.
3rd attempt today. He's hit 1 from 39 and missed from 45, and this will be from 47 yards away. And he gets it. A 47-yard field goal by Norm Johnson. Replacing Gary Anderson, and again the Steelers cash in, now leading 6-0. Back at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, the Steelers have gotten a couple field goals from Norm Johnson. 39, and he just kicked one from 47 yards away. Another long drive by Pittsburgh. They scored on 13-play and 9-play drive. Kicking off to Detroit, there's Johnny Morton, 87 in waiting. And Johnson's kickoff, taken by Morton from before. Morton, last year's #1 pick, has no room to roam, and he is hit. There's a flag and a fumble, but they blow the ball dead at the 15, 16-yard line. Steve Avery makes the stop, and Detroit has the ball. The Steelers now with some concern because Neil O'Donnell took himself out of the game a couple of plays ago.
Watch this pass here. This is where he, good pressure by Tracy Scroggins, and watch him come down on his right hand right there. The next play he comes in and he just throws it. He's not hit, but he knows there's something wrong with his hand. Watch him look at his hand. Look at the swelling on the outside. He looks at it and says, boy, that don't look good. But I don't see any bone or any blood, so he's still got a chance to come back in.
And there's a look at the passing hand of Neil O'Donnell.
Looks like a pinky. Looks like we heard a pinky.
On the kickoff, there was a face mask against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in addition to the gain to the 16-yard line, mark off 15 more yards, and it goes to the 31-32.
On On that kickoff, the Steelers put the ball, Kevin, right in the right-hand corner and had 10 people from that hash to that boundary. Again, special teams coaches can coach in this game. Bobby April knows how to cover kickoffs, and that was his scheme of putting that ball in that corner.
Third possession today by Detroit, but got it first down and 10 from the 31. Scott Mitchell with the pitch out to Barry Sanders. Nowhere to go, so he reverses field. Sanders getting a block from the quarterback, Mitchell. And Sanders gets a 2, and Jerry, he probably should have lost 10.
Well, you get to see it all. This guy will make 9 people miss a gain of yards. He didn't like where he had it. The flanker was smart. He knew if he made his block, it was going to be a clip. So that's what broke the play down. He couldn't block the guy without getting a penalty. Here's the toss to Barry. Magic feet. He didn't look this quick. I walked into him this summer on Venus Beach.
Venice.
That's what it was, not Venus, Venice. There he was. Him and I were walking around. He didn't look this quick on the beach.
Second down and 10 for the Steelers. For the Detroit Lions. He trails 6-0. Barry Sanders. And again, nothing is there.
Plays over.
The end of about a yard. Brenson Buckner makes the stop, getting some help from Kevin Green. It'll be third down and long.
Brenson Buckner. You're talking about big men that are agile and can change direction. Joel Steed, the nose tackle. Ray Seals, the other defensive end. Big people that can carry 300 pounds, but turn on a dime. That's the difference. This front three will get more credit this year for how good Pittsburgh is.
Buckner started the last 7 games last year and came on strong. Had a couple of sacks in the postseason for the Steelers. Now Detroit, third down and 9.
Showing blitz, Kevin.
On the 31. Mitchell hit as he threw, and the pass just off the fingertips of Brett Perryman on the sideline. And for a second consecutive time, the Detroit Lions have got to punt the ball.
Now 99 and Chad Brown are linebackers, but they're all going to come in here. Watch the pressure on Scott Mitchell. They never give the quarterback a second look. They got it blocked well, but sooner or later, here comes a big man coming on in there, and that's Ray Seals, the guy that never played college football. One of only 2 people in the NFL that never played in college, Kevin.
And that punt right there was stopped before it was even allowed to begin. Mark Royals will be punting, the former Pittsburgh Steeler, who left via free agency and went to the Detroit Lions. Tom White is our referee today here in Pittsburgh.
And he's a good one.
False start. Number 48. Moving prior to the snap, 5 yards. Still fourth down.
Tom Beer is a reserve running back who grew up in the state of Michigan in Bayport. He's called for the infraction. There's Mark Royals out of Appalachian State. He was a good one, especially inside the 20. He is as good as there is in the NFL. And he replaces Greg Montgomery, who left. Andre Hastings is deep back for the Steelers.
And Greg Montgomery was the guy out of Michigan. Played at Michigan State, so they've had some local people. They're going to try to block this punt. Just about a lost art in the National Football League. Every year, there's fewer and fewer blocked punts.
There is no infraction. We will make the ball ready for play once again.
Wayne Funch, 4 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach in the history of the Detroit Lions.
And he'd pass a legend. What was the guy's name? Wilson? George Wilson.
And a beautiful punt by Royals, and Hastings backpedaling to the 14-yard line. And the wide receiver gets a gain of 9 on a wild punt of 59 yards for Royals. Now here's today's Aflac trivia question. Who led the Lions in rushing in 1988? And a clue, it was the year before Barry Sanders' arrival. 3-0 Pittsburgh, 6-0 Pittsburgh. Back in Pittsburgh now, today's Aflac trivia question. Who led the Lions in rushing in the 88 season? It was the year before Barry Sanders arrived, and the answer, Gary James with 552 yards. Back in the 88 campaign. That was the year, by the way, that Wayne Fonts took over from the disposed coach Darryl Rogers and took this team over, and they've been to the playoffs many times. Through the last 4 years, as a matter of fact. Well, Pittsburgh with the new quarterback, Tom's out with the 1st and 10, and he dumps it off in a screen pass to Dan Morris. He gets a block, and it's close to the first down near the 35-yard line. There's a late hit flag thrown on Michael Jackson, the former Cleveland Brown. Right now, let's go back to Hollywood, and here's James Brown in our Hollywood studio. James?
All right, Kevin, one of the features of the West Coast offense, high percentage passes. Another feature, that man, Jerry Rice, takes a 5-yard pass, turns into a 50-yard touchdown run, a 52-yard interception return for score by Tim McDonald. 14-0 San Fran. Back to Kevin.
Picking up where they left off last year, those 49ers.
Hard to stop them. One thing today, getting the ball to Bam Morris on a screen, when all things fail, your rule is go screen him. If you can't run and you don't have time to throw, get the screen going. So the ball in the big back's hands, Bam Morris on the screen, and he ran over a couple folks and got the penalty call against Detroit.
And a costly one, too. A face mask takes him out to the 50, where it's first down and 10. Eric Pegram is in the backfield. And the call to John L. Williams, and he finds very little room.
Time is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
All right, back here in Hollywood for the Dockers halftime, along with Jimmy, Howie, and Terry. I'm James Brown. A couple of audiences here, San Francisco, New Orleans, and, of course, Carolina, Atlanta, all tied there. But take a look, Howie, Atlanta.
Yeah, Mark Trestman, they had to wonder what he's going to do with this offense. And, when you got the best receiver in football, Jerry Rice, and there's John Taylor helping to spring his partner, Jerry Rice, down the sideline, 50 yards for a touchdown. Bad news coming up here. Steve Young takes a big hit. He is in the locker room. His x-rays are pending on his neck. His replacement, Elvis Gerbach, is not encouraging for Frisco on his first pass. Throws directly to Sean Lumpkin. 51 yards on the TD. Big play.
And as we mentioned, that game taking place in the Dome. The Saints have narrowed the gap there, 17-9. That at the half. Jerry Rice, 140 total TDs. Terry, Carolina, and Atlanta.
Don Capers, former defensive coordinator of the Steelers, says, hey, you're going to play this game, you got to have veterans at quarterback. So get Frank Rice from Buffalo. Who better to throw to than Metzler as a tight end? Where's he from? Buffalo, Carolina, 7. New Orleans, nothing at that point, but now it's tied up 13-all, JB, at the half.
Both quarterbacks enjoying strong numbers in the first half, Terry. Jimmy, St. Louis and Green Bay, Rich Brooks getting underway.
Well, he's got his team all excited. Isaac Bruce, at a wide receiver playing on the punt block unit. He blocks the punt and then comes right back, and he catches a touchdown pass, from Chris Miller. Big play by Isaac Bruce. You just don't see that as a wide receiver very often, blocking punts.
St. Louis leading in this one by the score of 7-0 at the half. Brett Favre, tough first half, 2 picks in that one. Jimmy, let's talk about Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Sam White having to run with Trent Dilfer at the helm.
Well, Ricky Waters had the crowd excited, but I think Tampa Bay was just as excited. Here, Dilfer throws the ball to Horace Copeland. It makes a great athletic move, 64 yards for the touchdown. I'm sure Philadelphia would like to have Eric Allen out there corner rather than Derek Frazier.
And Ricky Waters having a tough first half, 9 carries for 7 yards only. 7-6 ball game, Buccaneers on top. Terry, Detroit and the Steelers. Now, I know you like Bill Cowher, but look at Scotty Mitchell.
Scotty Mitchell down, finds Brett Fairman back. He gets in between the safety and the cornerback, hooks up, touchdown. A field goal follows, 10-6, Detroit up.
And some injuries in that ball game for sure.
Neil O'Donnell, the quarterback, broken pinky on his right hand, his throwing hand. He will not return, but number 26, Rod Woodson, the corner, he might be back. He has an injured right knee. Might see him in the second half.
We'll keep an eye on that one. Right now, the Browns holding to an 8-point lead over the Patriots. That at the half. Cleveland had New England's number last year, winning both ball games. Cincinnati, 13-10 over the Colts. That at the half as well. And one other score to pass along to you. The Houston Oilers holding to a touchdown lead over the expansion Jacksonville Jaguars. And we will come back to Hollywood and bring you more. The Doctors halftime. We'll do all of that after this.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah. If they're starting off that way, I can hardly wait to see what happens in a couple of years.
They won't be together long.
With Jerry Glanville and Pam Oliver, this is Kevin Harlan. The Steelers have not only found themselves behind at the half, but they have lost some key personnel, a fractured pinky finger for O'Donnell, and he is out, so Mike Tomczak will take over, as he did late in the first half of play. And Rod Woodson is out with a bad knee, and he will be in civvies on the sideline in a matter of moments. And through 30 minutes of football, here's where we stand with a 10-6 Detroit Lions lead.
Look at the rushing yardage with both of them. They're right on track with each other. But the total yards is also I think the big thing that's not on here is the penalties. The penalties, and probably when they made the big interception, got called for roughing the quarterback. Kevin, I'd like to take this time for everybody in Detroit to offer our condolences They lost J.P. McCarthy, the voice of Detroit, a guy that made you proud to say that you live there. And we want to offer our condolences to all of his friends and his family. A guy that will be missed. And I truly believe that maybe he's watching this Lion game. He was when I was coaching there, he was the color man on the radio, and he was the guy everybody loved.
He's got a good seat for today, doesn't he?
He's got the best seat in the house.
Norm Johnson with a couple field goals. To his credit in the first half. Gave them an initial 6-0 lead. Will be kicking off to begin the second half here in Pittsburgh. Johnny Morton from the 6-yard line for the Lions. And he's out to the 20, and a nice tackle made on the play by Fred McAfee, a backup running back who has played at New Orleans and at Arizona. And he's a good one. They think he might be, in fact, the best third-team running back in the National Football League. They picked him up last year, and they're happy to have him. So the Detroit Lions, can they continue what they were doing late in the first half? So let's go downstairs. Here's Pam Oliver.
Well, Kevin, I was in the Steelers locker room, outside the Steelers locker room, when Greg Lloyd comes through the tunnel. He was absolutely livid at his teammates about their play. He just reminded them that this is not the preseason. If they want to stand around and just watch the action unfold in front of them, well, then they should just buy a ticket. Back to you guys.
That's a bad guy to have mad at you. Thank you, Ben. Here's a quick first down pass. It's caught on the side by Brett Perriman, who caught the touchdown pass. And he picks up yardage to the 27-yard line as Alvoid Mays douses him across the way.
And that's what's there, the quick out. The corners are playing off, and it's just a little old quick out, and the pass rush can't get to you. So it's a good call, a good way to start the second half.
Third down and 4. Make it second down and 4. Sanders and Schlesinger in the backfield. And Barry Sanders bobs and weaves his way near the 30. He has to get to the 31 for the first down. Darren Perry makes the stop.
The Steelers are playing formation tendencies, and you'll see where they set the backs weak. This man will come up here and sit because they're figuring Barry's got to come to the blocking side. Watch him come up, and he's the extra man building an 8-man front. Barry beats everybody, and there's the man that came up late, walked into it, making it tough to run against the 8-man front.
Third down and 1 from the 34, the Detroit Lions. Sanders has the first down. Barry Sanders with the marker thrown is out, dragging a defender to the 34-yard line. And they still didn't bring him down. He's still on his feet at the end of the run.
And that's something new, Kevin. In the past, he didn't do short yards or goal line. And they gave the ball to another guy that they thought would be better straight line that could get a yard. But they're going to let him do short yardage in goal line this year.
Holding, number 89, 10 yards, third down.
Ron Hall, the tight end. Former Buccaneer, had a disappointing season last year for the Lions. Is guilty right there, so march it back inside the 20, which will make third and long.
There's a man on the field wearing a striped shirt that stares at the tight end. Here you got third and a yard. You can't hold in that situation.
Penalty makes it third and 11. Lions lead it 10-6. Early third quarter. Mitchell hit as he threw, and the pass sails out of bounds, incomplete. Chad Brown was in the face of quarterback Scott Mitchell, and the Lions have got a punt on their first second-half possession.
And when you play the Steelers, this man's going to run up through there. This guy's going to come all the way, and they're going to run two people through the blitz hole. Watch the blitz pressure. Here he comes from the other side. That's that Mickey Week. The quarterback doesn't have a chance.
Mickey Week?
Mickey Week. Both inside backers to the open side.
And flags are thrown as Royals prepares to punt it for the Lions. This is the second, third and out, 3 plays and out for the Lions today.
Don't want to start the second half that way.
False start, number 29 offense, 5 yards prior to the snap. Still fourth down.
Former San Diego Charger Sean Van Horst picks up the penalty there, and that just marches Royals not much further back. 7th penalty against the Lions today. That's a lot.
That is a lot of penalties.
There's Andre Hastings. Set to retreat it. Hastings out of Georgia. Third round pick in 93. High punt by Royals, the former Steelers. Hastings from the 37-yard line. And he gets out to the 43. So the Steelers, with their new quarterback, Mike Tomczak, will take it for the first time in the second half. Beautiful view of Pittsburgh on this Sunday, Labor Day weekend. Steelers are ready to get it for a first time. 78 degrees and sunny skies here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. With Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan. The Steelers get it for the first time in the second half. Now at the 44. New quarterback is Mike Tomczak. In his only 2 possessions, he's already thrown 2 interceptions. Tomczak on 1st and 10. Right on the money to Yancey Pigpen, and a first down to the 33-yard line of Detroit, tackled by Robert Massey.
And the one interception was right before the half, was a Hail Mary, so that's kind of a bad stat for him. He can play. He's been in the league. He even won at Chicago when they didn't have many players, so he'll help. Watch this, a quick slant, the corner for Detroit. Massey is sitting outside leverage. If the corner's going to play outside, then the safety's got to take the inside. The safety's too late getting there. Willie Clay, come on, Willie. You got to run faster than you can run.
Morris finds himself in the backfield on 1st and 10. Tomczak, he's got the receiver on the side. The rookie tight end, Mark Bruner, out of bounds, incomplete.
Was he open, Kevin? Where'd he come from?
Wow.
He jumped out in the middle of the ground.
They like him. You know, without Eric Green now, they've had to kind of change things, and Jonathan A. starts, and Bruner's coming off the bench, and they drafted him in the 1st round.
He did it. You didn't see it. He went to the flat and up and got away from the corner. Oh, should have had that catch. Ryan McNeil probably should have taken him when he went flat and up. When you play your zone and they pass your face and go deep, then you got to roll over with it.
2nd down and 10. Draw play, handoff to Dan Morris, who needs to get to the 23 and gets to the 21 and gets another first down on this drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers with the nice pickup of 12.
And what Bam did there, he hit Chris Philman and got another 3 yards. Bam Morris is a guy that you can chart yardage after contact. Watch him come to the outside, down to the bottom here, little draw, big man. Now, Spillman's a full grown up himself. Watch when he hits him here. And 1, 2, 3. 3 more yards after contact. That's what Bam Morris is all about.
Morris had 12 yards the entire first half. He just picked up 12 yards right there. Pegram in the backfield, first down and 10. And the pitch out to Eric Pegram, the former Falcon. And Pegram takes it to the 16, 17-yard line where he's met by Henry Thomas and Chris Spielman.
Eric Pegram's in there. What they're going to do is get the tackle. Going to get the tackle to pull. Big tackle. Big 300-pound man, Leon Searcy from Miami. Pitch it out to the little back. Get the big guys up there blocking. This guy can accelerate, dart through a hole.
Second down and 6. Pegram had 1,000 yards a couple years ago and was little used last year for the Falcons. Mike Tomczak, Eric Pegram breaks a tackle, takes it inside the 10 and has a first down to the 8. He broke the tackle of Robert Massey and gets another first down for the Steelers.
Boy, he made that look too easy. Robert Massey has to play outside leverage. You can't let him go to the outside. Robert gets to his outside shoulder. You got to chase him inside. But Pegram on Massey, not a good match. You got a guy, I'll tell you about Pegram. He's as tough as there is. He'll run over you, around you, quick enough to go by you.
Well, the defense gave the offense of Pittsburgh some very good field position. 3 and out for Detroit. Pittsburgh's defense did the job as we open up the second half. And now first down and goal from the 8 for Tomczak. Steelers trail 10-6. Tomczak to Bam Morris at the 6 and wrapped up by Corey Raymond. Second down and goal.
Good job by Corey. Just what we were talking about on Massey on the last play. He kept outside. Watch how he'll funnel the play. Tomczak sees the play, throws, but watch the DB. He's got to stay outside. See his helmet's outside, and all your help's inside. The play before on Pegram, Robert Massey got inside, and there's no help outside. And they go on and get 12 yards in.
Covering an area.
You got to play the funnel. You got to funnel the thing. You got to funnel the ball back to your help.
Second down and goal. 7th play of the Pittsburgh drive. Then Bam Morris has some room. Touchdown Steelers.
That was a full-grown tractor going up through there. You talk about a big man. Lead draw. They blocked it well.
They'll make people forget about Barry Foster in a hurry.
I think they already forgot about Barry. Plus, Barry wanted $2.5 million. That's, man.
Norm Johnson will try the extra point. And he gets it, and Pittsburgh is back on top. So the defense of the Steelers gave the offense of the Steelers great beginning field position, and Bam Morris bangs it in, and the Steelers lead the Detroit Lions. With Jerry Glanville and Pam Oliver, Kevin Harlan. We are at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers have just taken a 13-10 lead on Detroit. Johnny Morton from the 2-yard line. And Morton has some room to the 32. He was tackled by Donta Jones. Return of 30 yards and another look at the Pittsburgh score.
Here's the touchdown, and there's a free man. You can't block them all. This is Willie Clay. Watch Willie. He's free. He's got to come up and hit Bam. And he's right in the hole. You got to keep on attacking. He lost his footing and allows Bam to go up through. You can't slip and fall on the goal line. You got to go full speed contact. No fair dodging down in there.
Morris had 7 touchdowns a season ago. He has been called the central focus of this offense, with Green and Foster no longer here. First down and 10 for Mitchell. Play action. And going deep for Herman Moore. And it's a little long and incomplete. Double team by Willie Williams and Carnell Lake, who had a baby last night. Little Sienna was born last night to Carnell Lake and his wonderful wife.
Well, they got in 2 tight ends, ran a play action fake, and sucked everybody up. They had everybody fooled, but the pass was a long and high and a long fall ball.
Second down and 10. 9:31 remaining in the third quarter. Mitchell to Sanders, who has broken 1 long run today for 44 yards. This time he runs over the left side to the 38. And he picks up 6 on the play. 13 carries, 64 yards for Sanders this afternoon.
The bright spot on this is the Detroit offensive line. Watch all these people. Watch everybody move. Nice slam and slide. The guard, look at the hole. Look at the opening. They got movement. They got a push on a good front 7. That's the bright spot there.
Mike Compton taking the place of Lomas Brown, who's still holding out on that left tackle.
I think Lomas Brown's going to hold out the rest of his life. It's time to come play or retire.
Third down and 5. From the 37-yard line, Mitchell throws more, the first down catch to the 49, and again he slips inside and picks up 12.
Remember a while back they had a Mickey Weak. Mickey Strong means to the tight end. Watch the pressure, and Detroit picks it up and throws a quick slant. He's going to loop in there. He's going to come all the way around. Detroit's got to slide and pick it up. There's Dave Lutz getting his, and there's the quick slant inside. He's got more catches already than what he averaged all last year.
He has 7 already. They've thrown to him 12 times today. The Lions on the move, trailing 13-10 here in the third quarter. First and 10 from the 49. And the reverse. And Perriman gets it from Sanders, and Mitchell with the block downfield. And he's to the 37-yard line with another Detroit first down.
I just like what the team is even showing inside of him here. On this reverse, Perriman ran this reverse last year. He was the only guy that runs this play for Detroit. There he is at your top. And what you teach on a reverse is get a first down. Don't try to get a home run. Just get upfield and get a first down. There's the quarterback throwing a block, pushing Carnell Lake out of there. Come on, Carnell, you got to fight the quarterback a little better than that.
That tells me a lot about the leadership that he is trying to exude on this team, speaking of Mitchell. First down and 10 from the 37. Barry Sanders. Oh, what a block by the tight end, Holman. And then it closed in a hurry to the 32-yard line. Chad Brown and Levon Kirkland made the stop, and Neil O'Donnell can only watch with the fractured hand on the sideline.
I know they probably have ice inside that wrap. You got to ice that hand. You got to keep it from swelling up, and we won't know probably for, you know, another week or so just how long he's going to miss with that thing.
His pinky
got the pinky. You can see they got to tape to the next finger. You always got to tape it to the next one.
Why?
So it doesn't get caught by itself and bent out of there. That keeps you from bending it anymore.
7:15 remaining. The clock in the corner is wrong. We're in the third quarter. Second down and 5. Mitchell with the blitz coming in his face, just throws it away on the far side. Perriman was in the offing, but it's an incomplete pass, and he probably did the wise thing.
One thing the Steelers are not, if you block it, they're not going to forget about it. He's going to come inside there, and he's going to loop around. It's the Mickey Strong to the tight end, and it breaks clean. Remember, Detroit picked it up the last time. Here it is. Quarterback does not have a chance on that. Cannot wait for the receiver to make the break. He had to bring the ball out.
Scott Mitchell is a 6-year veteran, but today Jerry's starting just his 16th game of his career. So he's really only started a full season.
It's like a second-year player, you know.
3rd down and 5. Look out for the blitz, which Mitchell reads, and here it comes. Mitchell throws a pass. Moore was tangled up, incomplete pass.
Ray Seals all over the quarterback. I've never seen the Steelers blitz and play this much man. They're playing man-to-man. In the past, they blitzed and played zone. Okay, here's the coverage
by Alvoid Mays, 28.
Oh, see that? Anytime you stretch a jersey like that, that's the signal for the official. When you see the jersey get stretched out like that. But Alvoid, you got to do what you got to do to win.
Well, Hansen has already kicked a 43-yard field goal today. This will be a 50-yard attempt. And he has not made one over 50 yards in more than a season. He was 0 of 5 last year. It's blocked. And a lineman just kicked it out of bounds for the Detroit Lions. Dan Owens.
A bad snap. The snap was on the ground. He's got flagged there for kicking the ball. He's not allowed to kick the ball. It was a bad snap, and the holder crushed it down to the ground and then picked it up. Tony Sample, I don't believe the ball got back where he
There
wanted
is
to
no
go.
play. The subsequent flags in the backfield for kicking the ball don't count since there was no play. Delay a game prior to the snap. 5 yards.
Wow. Dodged a bullet there, Kevin. Detroit was too late on the snap, so now they'll punt. But it was a bad snap. The ball was too low for the holder.
Well, Hansen has had some block from that distance before. In fact, over his career, he has had 4 50-plus yard attempts blocked.
I think the farther he backs up, the longer the kick gets, the more line drive that he hits. I think he must hit line drive. I noticed that against the Saints last week. But in all fairness to him, that was not a good hold, and that probably was really not a good hold. It was a bad snap.
Second time a big penalty has affected the Pittsburgh Steelers. An interception before halftime negated. This was negated.
The Steelers aren't getting much breaks here with the officials, although they did get away with Elvin Mays holding on the more on that reception.
Former Steeler Mark Royals to punt the ball. And the rush is on, too. He tries to keep it inside. And, oh, what a nice knock inside by the Detroit Lions. Sam Malone batted it in on a volleyball style, and the punt sails 32 yards, and Malone saved it. So the momentum has swung just a bit. Detroit and Pittsburgh going head-to-head with the Steelers on top by 3.
This is Van Malone for the Detroit Lions. The punt's going in the end zone. Watch him bend over. Watch him look for the football. Watch him get the ball. Keep it out of the end zone. Get your feet off the ground. Bat the ball back. That's twice in one game, one for each side. That's no accident. Here's Frank Novak. There's Bobby April. There's the 2 best special teams coaches in the league. We're going to show you how these guys play.
First down and 10 for Tom Zach in the offense, and Van Morris has scored the last time on a touchdown run. Runs it out to about the 7, picks up a yard. Ryan McNeil makes a stop. And with that field position, Jerry, beginning at the 6, how big now is that penalty on Pittsburgh after they had blocked that field goal? They would have been near midfield. Now they begin at their own 6-yard line.
Changes the whole game, changes your whole play selection, changes how they play defense. They've had some breaks with the penalties.
Including one right before the half where a Steeler interception was thrown away, negated because of a penalty, and then Detroit went on in for a touchdown pass. Second down and 10 for Tom Zach. Good time in the throw to Jonathan Hayes, the tight end. First time he's caught one today. Out to the 13-yard line, pickup of 7. And Jonathan Hayes trying to now make that tight end position as good as it was before. You know, a couple years ago, they had Adrian Cooper and Eric Green. They had 2 of the best tight ends on one team in the NFL. Now they've got neither of them.
They both hauled off and left him. But one thing about Pittsburgh, with their ownership, in the way they run this, it don't matter what happens. Their ownership's going to guarantee the coach they're going to have good football players.
That's by design. If there's a problem, they get them out of town.
They get them out of town. This is as good ownership as there is here with the Steelers. And Detroit may have the best owner of them all.
5:25 remaining in the third. John L. Williams. Williams has the first down as he works his way to the 22. Nice run by John L., who I thought was a very underrated portion of this team down the stretch last year.
John L., you know, was the guy that carried the mail in Seattle. Since that time, he's become the back that catches the ball. He is the receiver. All he has to do is have like 5 more catches, and he's the #1 receiver of backs in the league. But he can still run the ball. When he was in Seattle, he's the guy that carried the mail. He was the runner.
Williams.
Knox.
John L. Williams with 5 carries and 44 yards today. He is one of the great all-time receivers, 2 out of the backfield. In fact, he is eyeing the all-time mark of Roger Craig. And on 1st and 10, Yancey Thigpen, who is out to the 26, makes the catch as James Brown catches us on this McDonald's game room. James?
All right, Kevin, thank you for the pass. We'll take a look at this pass here as Atlanta continues to come back, takes the go-ahead lead on that pass from George to Emmanuel, 2013 Atlanta. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Of course, the Carolina coach is Dom Capers, who is the former defensive coordinator of the Steelers.
And the former coach of the Saints. I think came from the Saints over to here. Did a real good job here last year.
2nd down and 5, and Van Morris gets the call. Has to get to the 32, and he climbs his way to the 28. Chris Spielman, who now becomes the middle linebacker in that 43 defense in his 8th year out of Ohio State, makes the tackle.
And what's new, the back had to make the cut. The penetrating defense. Watch these people come up through here where the back that can't just go against people playing read. There they are. Luther Ellis all the way in the backfield, making them cut to the outside, get them going sideways.
I don't think we have called Henry Thomas's name more than a couple times today.
Well, that's because he's in the position where they got a double. And when you call Chris Spielman making a tackle, that means Henry Thomas did his job.
3rd and 4. Tomzak, 1st down, Yancey Thigpen. Thigpen takes it to the 47. Tackled by Robert Massey, and a 1st down and a gain of 19.
Unusual call that far away. They blitz, but the right corner will not take the Thigpens inside. When you blitz, all these people are blitz. He's got to take away the inside. Don't let the receiver in there because these people are going to be gone. He's man-to-man on him. There's the inside route. Oh, boy.
Got Robert Massey.
Yeah, when you're playing blitz, you cannot give anybody the inside route.
Tomzak seems to have settled down a bit. And on 1st and 10, he'll go right to work. Got a great block, buys him some time, has to get to the 43 and slides to the 44.
But he didn't slide feet forward. Everybody's thinking that ought to be a penalty. Your feet got to come forward. You can't come sideways or head first. Then the defensive man can protect himself.
Yes, Dave Brown, the giant quarterback who got a concussion in an exhibition game last week. He went head first.
You get head first, you become a runner. Watch Tomzak. He decides to run, pulls it down, and that's a hook. That's not feet forward. If the feet go forward, nobody can touch him.
Second down and 2. Steelers on top by 3. 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Van Morris. Big hole for Van Morris, who takes it to the 32. And he went right up the middle, following the John L. Williams block and running right over Henry Thomas on Detroit.
Yards after contact. Welcome to the world of Bam. Bam is going to get the safety's free. The safety's got to come up and make the play. Watch Bam after contact. I don't even know if they want him real bad. I think it's Benny Blades right there. No way. No way. Now they're trying to leg cut him. Willie Clay's throwing a head across the front.
Dermontti Dawson is doing a great job at the center. He opened up that hole, and on 1st and 10, he opens up this hole for Van Morris, who dives to the 26, and Spielman is around his ankle.
The world of Bam just keeps coming at you. It's full speed running, full speed contact. Got the center, got the best center. Here's Dermontti. He turns and forces the man inside.
Ellis
has him, opens up. Wow. Keep giving it to Bam. Just wear him out. You got a tractor back there. Human tractor.
First team All-Pro the last 2 years. 3rd consecutive Pro Bowl. Steelers, who started their own 6, have him out of the 27. And Van Morris is down to the 25. And Michael Johnson is there. Down to 38 seconds. The clock continues to tick in the third, and the Steelers lead it 13-10.
Well, Bam says, I need a break. He did a real good job. Detroit got penetration, made him go sideways. That allowed Michael Johnson to catch him from the side and get him down. If he's going right at you, it's like tackling a tractor.
Every time Pittsburgh is driven this long, they have scored. Every drive has been a long one. 13-play drive, 9-play drive, 7-play drive. They're in a long one right now with a 3rd and 4 from the 26 of Detroit. Tomzak with time and the first down pass. Caught by Andre Hastings to the 16-yard line. A pickup of 10, and that will close out the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter with the Steelers driving. They lead it 13-10. Back after this at your local Fox station. As one of our Fox NFL crew knifing their way down the Allegheny River, the Pittsburgh Steelers are knifing their way through the heart of the Detroit Lion defense on this drive, which is winding up in the third and continues here in the fourth quarter from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. By the way, this is the 25th anniversary of this stadium here in beautiful Pittsburgh. Good drive going on right now. Upcoming the 12th play of it, first down and 10. And the running game is beginning to crank it up for the Steelers.
15 attempts for Detroit and 23 for the Steelers. 23 attempts.
And a flag was thrown as the play was
had a bootleg
in motion. Yes.
Had a bootleg coming.
Tomzak, who he's settled down a little bit since he's come in for O'Donnell.
He really has. They got Bam out of there. Right now, I think Bam is hot, you know. He looks like a Ford hitting a rooster. I mean, people are scattering off him. He gets in the secondary and he steps over.
Ball start. Number 63 offense. Moving the ball prior to the snap. 5 yards. Still first down.
And you're big, Jerry, in a number of carries and how many carries you think a team needs before they can secure a win.
Right. You have to have more carries ordinarily than the enemy. We used to chart them on the sideline as how many carries they had, and if you could get your carries to go past theirs, then you usually had a shot at it. 14 penalties, huh?
Taking their toll on both teams. Now it's first and 15. Back to the 21. Tomzak to Pegram, and a big block, and Eric Pegram inside the 10. Pegram inside the 5. And he's all the way to the 2. Gain of 18 on the play. First and goal, Pittsburgh.
When we started the ball game, we said the two best backs in the preseason was the world of Bam and Eric Pegram. Here's Eric Pegram, the old Atlanta Falcon. Look at his eyes. Look at his vision. Now watch his strength. Twist and turn. Speed, quickness, strength, and absolutely toughness.
Broke a Benny Blades tackle. You know, Blades playing with a sore hand as well. He had pins taken out earlier this week.
I don't think you can play in the secondary with a sore hand. I've tried that. You can't make tackles.
First and goal from the 4. Tomzak getting the block with an escort and throws it away. And a flag is thrown in the end zone on the Lions and thrown on Benny Blades.
The ball's uncatchable. This is up to the official. They had no chance of catching the ball, so he has the opportunity to pick the flag up. The ball could not be caught regardless of the push and shove.
They're going to the tight end, Jonathan Hayes. Let's go down to Tom White and find out a clarification of the call.
Pass interference, number 36 defense. In the end zone, it'll be first and goal on the 1-yard line.
9th penalty against the Lions.
Here they are right here, but watch where the ball comes down. He's got his hand in there too soon, but look at here. Look where it lands.
He threw it away.
Well, it's uncatchable. It's uncatchable.
First and goal from the 1. Van Morris, and a touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His second touchdown run today.
You are seeing what we saw in the preseason. The world of Bam, throw in Pegram, and you got a running game that's going to be tough on everybody.
Byron Bam Morris, who broke all the records in the Southwest Conference, have won Earl Campbell. And because of his play last year, the Steelers found Barry Foster expendable, and Morris is not disappointed on his debut of this season with 2 running touchdowns. Norm Johnson with the extra point on the Ron Star pull. And the Pittsburgh Steelers go on top 20-10. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have had it twice here in the second half, and they've scored both times, and Bam Morris has taken it in. Bam Morris capped off a 94-yard drive in 13 plays, and again, almost 8 minutes off the clock as the Pittsburgh Steelers have taken a 20-10 lead over Benny Blades and the Detroit Lions with 14:06 remaining in the game.
Watch the ball kick to they've been kicking in the corner and putting 9 runners down there inside the corner. Watch what they do here.
Bottles them up, right? And they're kicking to the corner again. Johnny Morton tries to get out of the bottle. And he gets to the 28. Tackle made by Myron Bell. So Scott Mitchell's down by 10. 13:58 remaining in the game. Television Network. With Jerry Glanville and Pam Oliver, this is Kevin Harlan. We are live from Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, where the backup quarterback Mike Tomczak has taken the Steelers in for 2 touchdowns. And now Barry Sanders and the Lions find themselves down by 10. By first and 10 from the 28-yard line. Mitchell hands off to Sanders, who bullies his way for 7 to the 35 as we hand off to James Brown for this McDonald's game break. James?
All right, Kevin. St. Louis shaking off the cobwebs. Chris Miller dropping back, locked on to one receiver. Who is it? Alexander Wright, well covered, but great athletic play. Rams on top, 14-7. Boy, is Sterling Sharp needed in Green Bay. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Alexander Wright was a free agent pickup, an unrestricted free agent from the Raiders, and of course they let Henry Ellard go last year, and Flipper Anderson's now at the Colts, so they're counting on Wright to do the damage. Second down and 3. Mitchell to Moore. He's got the first down to the 49. Nice throw by Mitchell, and the tackle made by Carnell Lake after the gain of 14.
The run on 1st and 10 made the Steelers come up and play the 8-man front. He'll walk up and count all these 8 to stop the run, and there's nobody left for the strong side slant. Watch him look. Bam, there it is. All he's got to do is beat the corner on outside. Nice job by Detroit running that ball on first down, set that play up.
Lions trying to get some momentum of their own with the 1st and 10 and 12:49 remaining in the game. From the 49, Sanders. Barry Sanders gets the block. Sanders with the first down. Sanders inside the 30 and to the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-yard line. He had one gain earlier for 44. This takes him 24 yards, and the Lions now threatening Pittsburgh.
What you don't do is try to catch up too quick. They sent the motion. They built the 8-man front to Barry's left. He didn't like it. He took back over where they weren't having 8 men. Nice job. Poor tackling in the secondary. I guess you always tackle poor when you try to get this guy down.
Well, Sanders today, 16 carries, 100 yards. His 41st 100-yard game. And you saw what he did last year, which is the 4th best single-season rushing effort in the NFL. Mitchell going deep, and he's over the head of Perriman running down the sideline. Incomplete pass, coverage by Alvoid Mays. It'll be second down, the 4th quarter clock at 12:11.
And there's the second double pump that Mitchell's had to try to make. And I just see this each and every week, that when you watch him go to throw it, he's got to squeeze the ball tighter, and then he has to pat the ball, and it's hard to make a good throw after a double pump. You usually get an ugly pass, which that was.
Mitchell, who has spent a great deal of the offseason in training camp working with former Lions quarterback Greg Landry.
Greg Landry was there when I was there, and he's tutored him in his mechanics.
Second down and 10. Mitchell to the end zone. Touchdown! Herman Moore.
Let me tell you about Mitchell. They had the blitz, and they're hitting Mitchell there in his face, and he makes a dynamite throw. What a great throw by Scott Mitchell.
What a catch by Moore. First touchdown reception of the season. He has caught 9 Mitchell passes today. You don't think that secondary is missing figures in Rod Woodson? That ties a career high for 9 receptions in a single game, and now the Jason Hansen extra point. It's 2016 right now with 12:04 remaining in the 4th. And it becomes a 3-point game. So a Barry Sanders 24-yard run sets up a Mitchell to Herman Moore touchdown pass, and the Lions are back in it, trailing 20-17. lazy ride on a Sunday afternoon down the river. It's anything but a lazy day inside. Herman Moore has been all over the place. They've thrown to him 15 times. He has caught it 9 times. And his biggest reception, a touchdown throw moments ago by Scott Mitchell. Now the subsequent kickoff by Jason Hansen. Ernie Mills will take it from 2 yards out. The blockers ahead. They set up the wall, and Mills finds room to the 23. A fumble on the play, and it's recovered by they have not made a mention yet. Dan Owens fell on the ball, and they say that Pittsburgh has retained it.
Timeout.
So now the Steelers, their defense can rest, but their offense has a slim 3-point lead in the 4th quarter.
The 2 inside linebackers, they're going to blitz to the tight end, coming around, putting the pressure on the quarterback. Watch, that's called a Mickey Strong. There they are. Watch this catch. Wow, what a catch. Willie Williams, 2nd start of his career, 5'9", covering a guy that's all Detroit. Look at the catch. All Detroit means he never has to pick up the bill when he goes to a restaurant in the city. All free lunches for that Herman Moore.
He's 6'4", and he used his size to his advantage there. Here's a 1st and 10 for Tom Zach, and he throws to Charles Johnson. And he's got the reception to the 31. Picks up 8 yards, and Ryan McNeil makes the grab. Tom Zach now has completed 8 of his last 9 throws.
Tom Zach, that's why you have a veteran backup quarterback. That's why I don't know how a rookie ever gets to play in this league. You got to have a veteran backup, and you don't want a rookie starting. It's hard to play good in here as a rookie.
O'Donnell is out with a fractured pinky finger on his throwing hand. Tom Zach had to come in last year, won against the Raiders and against the Dolphins, threw 4 touchdowns and no interceptions in the short time, but it was the best year of his career. 2nd down and 2, and we've got some movement on the line. It sends Tom Zach head over heels, and another flag came in. Maybe a little roughing on top of the offsides.
They told us long count Detroit, give a hard 2, go on 3, bark on 2. Let's see if that's what they call it.
Have multiple fouls, encroachment, number 91 defense. Penalty is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 91 defense. 15 yards, 1st down.
That's it. After the penalty, they get another penalty.
Well, when he came across, he can't hit him. He came across, that's illegal, but you cannot hit the quarterback as you come across. Robert Porcher.
Wow. Porcher stands to probably cash in as much as any lineman in this new 43 that's orchestrated by John Tierlink, who we haven't talked about today, but Tierlink brings an emotional, aggressive style to what once was a 34, now to a 43. And Porcher, by the way, is the last remaining starter from last year. 1st down and 10. Good time for Tom Zach. Now it collapses. Oh, it was knocked into next week by Tracy Scroggins.
He's hurt.
Tom Zach is knocked silly, and they've already got their starter out, and Tom Zach was really whacked on the play. And there is the 3rd stringer, Jim Miller, who ran the scout team a season ago, was an active all of last year.
And the pressure keeps coming. That's the 4-3. They chase him, get him to run out. He doesn't see. Oh, boy, what a hit. And that's Tracy Scroggins coming from his blind side. He's trying to run away from Luther Ellis. And here comes Tracy, helmet right on the chest. And he's lost his wind on that one.
So with Tom Zach down, all eyes focus on Jim Miller, who has never taken a snap in the NFL. Like Tom Zach, the backup quarterback, the starter Neil O'Donnell, who was knocked out earlier, is down on his back, and you can see Bill Cowher coming here, but Tom Zach took as ferocious a hit as you are going to see. Also, the good news is he's on his feet. The bad news is he still thinks he's a Chicago Bear.
There's Neil O'Donnell. He went out with the broken right finger. This is when he got hit and went down. There's a new rule in the National Football League. The old rule was 2 quarterbacks hurt. He's out. Now Tomaszak gets hit. Now he's out.
Whoa.
And the old rule, none of those could come back to play the 3rd one. But the new rule this year, you can bring either one back. Even though the 3rd quarterback, Jim Miller's going in, this year Tomaszak can come back. Last year, Jim Miller would have to play the rest of the game. There he is from the World League.
He played in the World League, Jerry, but they sent him home early because he fractured his hand over there. So Miller, who is a 6th-round pick out of Michigan State a season ago, ran the scout team last year, inactive for all of '94, has never taken a pro snap. And what you see moments from now will be a big milestone in his career. We should also mention that the John Teerlink defensive line, his 43, has really come out and played the aggressive physical style that he has authored.
They just keep coming. I haven't seen instant quickness and an instant sack, but it is relentless. It will not surrender. It does keep coming, and that's what's changed. Detroit now is so... Now look at him. He got hit in the sternum, probably lost his wind. He's feeling right there. Maybe his rib got separated off his sternum.
Now the Steelers, very unique. They have kept 4 quarterbacks this year, and Cordell Stewart is not suited up and watching in civilian clothes on the sideline, but he is the 4th quarterback. They all played so well in preseason that Coach Cowher couldn't cut any of them.
Well, I would make Neil McDonald now. I'd make him go back and get dressed. You may need him. I'd say, hey, take off those Levi's and go get your gear on.
Well, they had the x-rays, and he has fractured the pinky of his throwing hand.
But he could hand off.
He could hand off. You know, it reminds me of what Steve DeBerg of Kansas City went through a couple years ago when he had fractured his pinky, but that was on his left hand, his non-throwing hand. So a big moment in the life of Jim Miller, facing 2nd and 18 from the 38. And the drop play handoff to Van Moors, and he is swallowed at the 35 by Henry Thomas. I think the first tackle that he has made today.
And penetration by the Lions defense. Robert Boucher, who got that penalty. Henry Thomas in there. Watch these people come. Watch the penetration. Watch him come. There he is. Already back there when he gets the handoff. He got that penalty, felt bad, but they're still playing. There's Tracy Scroggins. I like this Detroit team.
Well, Miller just took his first NFL snap, and we're going to see him throw his first NFL pass on 3rd and 21. With an escort and with time, Miller down the sideline, intercepted by Benny Blades. Intercepted by Benny Blades, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have thrown their 3rd interception today, and Blades, with the broken right hand, it is still on the mend, is over there feeling right now some tremendous pain in that injured hand.
What an intercept. The fact that he sprints allows the safety to go all the way over. There he is. Watch Benny break on this. What a nice play. Broken hand, missed tackle.
Cast, Jerry, a cast on his hand.
What a game, man. We have 2 great football teams here.
And Blades is still on the sideline, but look, almost a one-handed interception.
Wow.
And I think now the question is, did he get both feet in bounds? And what a terrible offseason the Blades family has been going through. Benny Blades, his cousin Charles, was shot and murdered. Blades, when he found out about the murder, took his hand and hit it as hard as he could against a surface, which broke the hand and has caused him
hit a wall.
Hit a wall and caused him some time.
Watch his feet. Watch his feet.
Camp. He gets his first one in. And very close.
Very close.
He did not get it in, Jerry. The toes were out of bounds.
Didn't get it in. Didn't get it in. Bad call, bad break for the Steelers.
Out of bounds.
3 toes out.
Nonetheless, first down and 10 for the Detroit Lions. At their own 31. And Barry Sanders cuts across the grain. Barry Sanders takes it to the 36. And a gain of 5. They mark the ball down. It is not a fumble. Willie Williams made the stop. 9:58 and the clock ticking here in the 4th quarter, and Pittsburgh leads it 20-17. By the way, each team with their full complements of timeouts.
You realize how long it's been since Barry Sanders had a fumble? We almost saw him fumble the football. He never turns the ball over.
Going into today, 733 consecutive carries without a fumble. Go back to 1993 to find the last time he coughed it up. 2nd down and 5. From the 35. Scott Mitchell to Herman Moore with his 10th reception in the yard shy of a first down. Tackle made by Chad Brown. This game is presented by authority of the NFL and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the expressed written consent of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the National Football League is prohibited.
They showed that running formation with the 2 tight ends and flooded. Had 3 people. Had the Great Lakes offense, they call that thing. Put the big flood over that side.
3rd and 1. Fourth quarter clock at 8:45. Detroit down by 3. Sanders, first down, burrows his way to the 42.
And the Steelers were blitzing. All-out blitz on the 3rd and 1. If he would have popped it, it was gone. But you can't coach scared. You can't be frightened. You got to take your shots, take your chances, and that's what both of these teams are doing.
These two teams last met in November of '92, and Pittsburgh won it by 3. 5 consecutive Steeler wins over the Detroit Lions. Last time Pittsburgh won here, 1955. First down and 10 from the 42. Mitchell with play action, going for Perriman, who makes the grab on the sideline at the 40-yard line and runs to the 39 and belted out a play by Carnell Lake on a pickup of 19.
And what's amazing about that, the Steelers are playing cover 2. They got 2 men on Perriman. This corner has the flat. He's got the deep. Cover 2, you can't put the ball out to the wide out. Watch Mitchell's throw. There's the corner off. Here comes the safety right in there. Wow.
Mitchell a couple times today has thrown right into coverage.
Right, that's in the coverage, but there it is. Willie Williams can't believe it. He wished he was 5'11".
7:40 remaining in the 4th. First down and 10. Lions down by 3. Sanders takes it to the 37. Steed wraps him up there. Sanders over 100 yards today.
That's the first time Sanders ran into where the rotation was. His eyes are so good. When the safeties come up, he usually sees it and breaks back, cuts back. But he took it right where they were, and what you get is a bloody nose.
Hopefully not too bloody.
Meanest man in football. There he is. Greg Lloyd.
Second down and 9 from the Steelers 38. Fourth quarter clock at 7 minutes. Mitchell to Sanders, and he's down at the 40, slipping, and he loses 2 on the play. Well, at the conclusion of today's game, Jerry and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. And Jerry, there are all kinds of people to look at.
We don't have enough Millers to give away, I don't think, on
exactly.
this one.
We need a case, huh?
Wow.
2017 Pittsburgh. Kevin Green. And the best defense in the AFC and second best in the NFL a season ago, zeroing in on Scott Mitchell.
The outside linebackers for Pittsburgh have been silenced in the pass rush. They've done a good job on the 2 best outside linebackers.
Crowd is in a frenzy now. 3rd and 11. Here comes the blitz and a pass which is dropped. And is it a fumble? Incomplete pass at the 35. Incomplete pass at the 35. Looking for Herman Moore. He's already caught 10 passes today.
Carnell Lake is blitzing. He's down there. Here's the DB blitzing. Everybody's blitzing. He sees this. They got Barry Sanders picking up a blitzer, throwing away from him, and got a combination on the slot. Wow. You're seeing some football today. 4th down, got to punt it.
Second punt in the last 3 possessions for the Detroit Lions and Mark Royals. Will be punting. Hastings will call for the fair catch, and that's what he makes at the 11-yard line. Tom Zach back in the game for Pittsburgh with a 3-point lead and 6:03 to play. Three River Stadium on the opening day of the National Football League season. The Steelers and Lions have gone back and forth with Jerry Glanville. This is Kevin Harlan. Pam Oliver is on our sidelines, and what a day it has been. Injuries, significant ones for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now beginning again, Tom Zach is back in the game with the 1st and 10 from his 12. And 6:03 to play. Pegram in the backfield, and Pegram gets the call with the block from Strelzik, and look at Pegram get the first down to the 26-yard line.
You said a block by Strelzik. You weren't kidding. The right guard, big 73, rolled around. Woo!
You like it, I take it.
Wow, I tell you what. Watch this guy, 73. Get out of the woods. Here he comes. Comes around, there he is, on one of those little DBs. It's a mismatch. It's been a heavyweight fight. They'd have called it off.
Get out of the woods.
Whoa! Big 73.
This is first season as a starter for Strelzik.
Well, he should have been playing earlier, I can tell you that.
Well, with Duval Love now gone via free agency to Arizona, it opened up some room in that guard core. And Pegram that time is brought down by Scroggins. Chopped him down.
There he is on an inside move, the 4-3 penetration. He was on an inside move, came across the tackle's face, and he's right in the gaps. Couldn't do that last year.
We're down to 5 minutes remaining in the game. Tampa Bay with a surprise at Philadelphia, and Cleveland leading New England. Cincinnati, they have not won a game in September in 2 seasons. And Jacksonville fighting against the Oilers down at Jacksonville. 2nd down and 13. Tom Zach has hit 7 consecutive passes. And a drop by Yancey Thigpen. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and long.
As soon as you bragged on him, that couldn't have been hit by Mickey Mantle. That was way out of the strike zone. Behind him, outside.
I would say so far this Detroit defense and their new 43 as unveiled today has been a success.
Well, I think if you're a Steeler fan or if you're a Detroit fan, you're in for a good season. Regardless of the results of this, what I think is a super football game, both these teams are going to win a lot of football games.
4 receivers and 3rd and 13 for Mike Thompson. And he throws an interception. Picked off by Ryan McNeil. McNeil gets the block inside the 25. Pittsburgh's 4th interception, and Detroit is sitting well at the 24 of the Steelers.
Not big pressure on the quarterback, nobody after him, not great coverage, sitting back in the zone. As soon as you went and bragged on him, I blame you. You bragged on Tom Zach. Watch it. They're going to be right down here when it's all over. Nobody after him, sitting in there pretty good. Just a terrible throw. High and to the outside.
There have been 4 interceptions, but perhaps none as costly as this.
There he is covering. Watch him cover. He's going to make the tackle. Going to stop the touchdown if he has to. That's Tom Zach. All-out effort. Ohio State.
Tom Zach didn't throw an interception all of last season. He's thrown 3 today. On 1st and 10, Barry Sanders is shut down. Seals with the stop. It'll be 2nd down. And the 4th quarter clock at 4:14 and ticking. The Lions trail by 3.
Greg Lloyd turned them in. Again, Pittsburgh defense. Front 7. Tough. Get after Greg Lloyd. He didn't chase. He made the back cut up inside because the back is Barry Sanders, and Seals able to make the play. How about Seals never playing college football? What a story.
2nd down now for Tom Zach and 8 to go. Mitchell. And he throws outside to Johnny Morton. First reception by Morton today, the former #1 pick out of USC, and he's to the 19 and about 5 yards shy still of a 1st down.
The Steelers are going to come after you, so the blitz came, and one way you beat the blitz is hit the quick diagonal. Throw to the flat in a hurry. Bring it out on 2 steps, and that's how Detroit did that. The crowd's waking up, Kevin.
Mitchell with a 3rd and 5 at the 19. Sanders did not get the call or the cadence. We're back to the blitz, and here it comes. And Sanders goes no place. Kevin Green got it.
Had a mix-up. I don't think he knew what the play was or where they were going, and he was the guy carrying the football, so he went up and asked. Big field goal here. Now watch your field goal pressure. Now you're a special teams coach. Do you run an extra point block or do you run a field goal block for a fake? Here's the place you run an extra point block. Bring everybody. Bring them all. This is the ball game.
It'll be a 36-yard attempt to tie the game for Jason Hansen. Royals on the hold. Hansen ties the game at 20 with 3:01 to play. Jason Hansen, who last year directly caused the Detroit Lions to lose 2 games because of missed field goals, comes up with a big one to tie the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's watch it again. And a big field goal it was from 36 yards.
93 and 99, they are allowed to push you. They're allowed to shove you. Their job is to push the down man in front of them, trying to get pressure. Ooh, inside. Watch Wayne with his new glasses. He's got on his gargoyles.
Our producer, Jeff Gowan, who was going to lend them to him, then he just walked out of the room with them.
Wayne says, I like those glasses. I'm keeping them. He looks good in them.
Well, he's, of course, under a tremendous amount of heat. He just signed a 2-year extension last year, but nonetheless, the fans in Michigan, and in particular Detroit, continually wage war on Wayne Fontes, who in terms of tenure in coaching is one of the longest-term coaches with one team in the NFL. Only Shula and Mora and Marv Levy have coached with their respective teams longer.
The way the National Football League is, the only way you can be appreciated is probably go about 4 states away from home. Nobody likes the guy at home. That comes with the job.
Hansen, who has kicked 12 straight field goals dating back to last year, and just hit a 36-yarder, booms this into the end zone. So a great kickoff following a very clutch field goal for Jason Hansen.
The word boom didn't really tell what a great kick that was. He had that 4 yards deep in the corner.
And coming up next, many of you will see the Minnesota Vikings take on the Chicago Bears in the second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader. Some of you will see Arizona take on Washington. Check local listings for the game and times in your area. A tie ball game. The starting quarterback O'Donnell knocked out with a fractured pinky on his throwing hand. Tom Zach has taken over. Rod Woodson was knocked out in the first half with a ligament strain. We're still trying to get the affirmative word on what knocked him out, but he has been in sitters on the sideline all day. And on 1st and 10, John L. Williams cannot cut the corner because he needs Henry Thomas, who has picked it up here in the second half.
Those couple of passes we've seen by Tom Zach since he was knocked out of the game. A lot of times you get hit in the sternum like that, and you get a rib pulled away from your sternum. And that could be giving him the pain when he's throwing those deep routes.
You know, the interesting thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers is they have rose to prominence in the AFC in part, Jerry, because they have stayed remarkably injury-free over the last handful of years. But today they lose 2 big guns, and for how long, nobody knows. Second down and 10. Nancy Thigpen to the 26-yard line and still about 3-4 yards shy of a first down. Thigpen, who has had a career day in terms of number of passes received, is slow to get up. That's his 6th catch for 80 yards today.
Wide receivers curl inside, get tackled by big linebackers. You see, he's shaking the cobwebs a little bit there.
We're at the 2-minute warning. Steelers and Lions tied at 20. Back at Three Rivers in Pittsburgh, where Jason Hansen of the Detroit Lions just kicked a 36-yard field goal to tie this game at 20. But significant injuries to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, as we've said before, have stayed relatively injury-free over the last couple of years. But losing O'Donnell and Woodson today. Morris had 2 consecutive touchdown runs to begin the second half, but Sanders has rushed for over 100 yards, and Herman Moore has caught over 100 yards worth of receptions today. 3rd down and 4 from the 26. Tom Zach on the money. Charles Johnson. First down to the 39, and he's tackled by Ryan McNeil.
The Steelers empty set. Nobody in the backfield. No backs were back there. 5 people on the line that time. Throwing against the zones.
No huddle now.
Yep.
No huddle from the 38 and the first down. Tom Zach over the middle. And he's got his rushing back, who is Fred McAfee, the unrestricted free agent from the Cardinals, and before that with the New Orleans Saints.
Their special teams captain's in there on a 2-minute situation.
Gained 7 on the play. By the way, both teams have their full complement of timeouts, 3 apiece. Flag was thrown on the play, and that's what the discussion is all about at the 45. We're down to 1:29 in regulation with the tie game at 20 apiece.
And don't forget, both kickers can kick the pressure
There is no
kick.
infraction on the play. They did not have 12 men.
They saw what we saw. All those wide out, they had no backs in the backfield.
Bill Cowher, who has orchestrated the best home winning mark over the last 3 years. There's Norm Johnson replacing Biasucci, who replaces the legendary Gary Anderson. Warming up on the sideline for what may be a chance to win the game for Pittsburgh. Jason Hansen on the other side just tied the game with his field goal. Down pass caught by Charles Johnson for a first down at the 45-yard line, and he picks up 10, and Tom Zach right on the money.
Great throw by Tom Zach. Pressure situation. We're on the field for practice on Friday. I told Woodson, both of these kickers can make the kick to win the game on the last play. And Ron Woodson said, I sure hope it doesn't get to that. I said, that's what this game's going to be, down to the last kick. And here we are. 4 wide receivers, 1 back.
Tomczak on this drive, 4 of 4. He's got a 1st and 10 at the line, 45. Tomczak, look at the time, and the pass is right there for a 1st down to the 34-yard line. Picks up 11, Yancey Thigpen, and a timeout burned by Tomczak. That will be the 1st. He'll have 2 remaining as Bill Cowher watches on the sideline. 1:09 left in regulation. We're tied at 20.
They're in field goal now. You can't play the zone. They were laid off playing zone, and the inside receiver was taking the underneath coverage. They're in field goal range. You have to play man-to-man now. You got to go make a play on defense. So you'll see the Lions line up and come after them. It's the only chance you got.
The last time Norm Johnson won a big game was in 1991 when he kicked a 50-yard field goal for the Atlanta Falcons at New Orleans. He also kicked a game winner in 1990 at San Diego. So, Jerry, it's been 4 complete seasons since Johnson has been in a position to kick a game winner.
We're in overtime against the Saints in New Orleans. That 91 when you're talking about. Overtime, went out there and hit one for 52 yards. You got to believe in this guy. Made us go on to the next round.
And he could win a lot of hearts as he tries to replace the legendary Gary Anderson. It is 1st down and 10. 1:09 remaining. We're tied at 20. From the spread, Tomczak. He's got the 1st-round pick from a year ago. Charles Johnson is out of bounds at the 26. Stopping the clock wisely at 1:04 remaining.
Detroit stayed in the zone. Detroit stayed in the zone. No man-to-man because they got all bunched up. Watch Detroit. Got out of the man-to-man and allowed the flat to open up. All these people, there's nobody man-to-man. Everybody's dropping off. Here he breaks. Nobody around. You got to come up. Somebody's got to take the first man to the flat. Right now, you're in field goal range.
2nd down and 2 on the 26 of Detroit. And a handoff, and it goes to John L. Williams, who works his way to the 24 and still shy of the 1st down. Corey Raymond makes the stop. We have located a game-winning kick by Norm Johnson in 1993 in Atlanta against San Francisco in December of '93.
Where'd you locate it at? Where was it?
In my hip pocket.
You found that ball over there. They're playing right for the field goal now. Take the time off the clock and kick the field goal. What they got to do is be sure they get all the time off the clock before they make their attempt.
These teams were involved in a total of 6 overtime games a season ago, and the Detroit Lions, Jerry, set an NFL record with 3 overtime wins last year in one season. No team had ever done that before.
Well, right now, they're hoping they see overtime.
Absolutely.
What you got to do in this situation is if the Steelers line up for field goal, the Detroit Lions then have to line up for extra point block. The difference meaning extra point block, 11 people trying to block the kick, nobody playing for a fake or a pass. That's what's going to happen when they line up to kick the field goal. Detroit's got to say extra point right or left, usually wide side of the field.
Vikings and Bears on deck in Arizona and Washington for some of you along our Fox television network as Norm Johnson readies himself. 8th play of the drive coming up for Tomczak. A 3rd and 1. They took over at their own 20 with 3 minutes to play, and now they're down to 47 seconds left in regulation.
Here comes the blitz.
And a handoff again. John L. Williams playing it safe. He'll be close to a 1st down. He got a bad spot the last time at the 25, and they'll be very close to a 1st down right now as the clock winds itself down, as you can see, at 33 seconds.
Okay, the wide side of the field for Detroit is on their right, the defensive right side. So you got to say extra point block right. You got to load that wide side when the field goal comes up.
And we'll see just how close they are for a 1st down. They've got 2 timeouts remaining, and they get it by the nose of the football. My guess is they'll run.
Yeah, he's putting the tight ends in there.
Yep.
Here come the tight ends, a couple of them. Get out the pencil next, put in the big guys. That's what they're doing.
Tomczak has led this team on a couple touchdown drives today, replacing the injured Neil O'Donnell. Eric Pegram is in the backfield in this 2 tight end set.
Tomczak in this drive carved up that zone. went after that zone and got the second layer man.
Tomczak on this drive, 6 of 6. Pegram on 1st and 10. Eric Pegram cuts the corner and takes it to the 17. Out of bounds, 2 at 19 seconds.
Is he fast?
Very quick.
We said when we started this, the 2 best backs we saw were Bam and Pegram. They are good backs. That was in the preseason. Full speed running, no fair dodging. They live by it. He's out, in comes Bam. Now welcome to the world of Bam.
It'll be 2nd down and 2 as Norm Johnson continues his motions on the side. We're tied at 20, 19 seconds in regulation. 2nd down and 2. Bam Morris as he tumbles ahead to the 13-yard line. And the clock continues to roll. It's down to 10. They set it up for Norm Johnson, and it stops with the timeout at the 4-second mark. Well, they say that heroes are remembered and legends never die. Well, folks, Gary Anderson was a legend in Pittsburgh, and now Norm Johnson will try to emerge from the shadows of Gary Anderson and have a chance to win the game in his first game for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Here's if you're coaching the lines, you got to tell your group this is an extra point. We have to block the extra point. We've got to have an all-out effort to get a hand on this ball. And if you're coaching the Steelers, you want a good snap, good hold, be calm, be patient, and put it through there. Too bad anybody had to lose this game. 2 good football teams. I'd buy a ticket to see the rematch. How about you, Kevin?
Very good game. 2 playoff teams from a year ago. 2 playoff coaches. Tremendous optimism in both Detroit and Pittsburgh heading in. So Norm Johnson, with little wind and in the middle of the field on the Ron Stark hole, will try to win the game or give him the lead from 31 yards away. That's the game. Pittsburgh has won it. This was a beauty.
What a great job. This kicker's been with him for just a week. Just picked him up, come in there and win the football game. Right down the middle. Ball placed. He doesn't look. The holder tells him. 2 head coaches, different reaction. All smiles. Wow. I'm undefeated. Bobby April. Other side, I got a good football team. Watch Wayne's reaction. Oh, no. I've been there. That tugs at your heart. Little piece of you dies as that thing goes through the middle and the clock runs out. Kevin Green, 2 outside linebackers for Pittsburgh. Held in pretty good check today by the Lions.
So for Pam Oliver and Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long from Three River Stadium, where the final score, Pittsburgh 23, Detroit 20. You're watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.